all over again.
Call the meeting in order. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First, can I have a roll call, please?
Brian,
Here.
Lexi, here, Justin.
Here.
John. Here. Jeff.
Here.
Everybody's still here. Like it. Need a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda. I'll second. Brian, aye.
Lexi, I.
Justin, aye.
John.
Jeff, aye.
Carries. I will now open up the floor for citizen comment concerning anything that shows up on the agenda this evening.
Is that me? Would that be me?
No.
No,
Not
just
yet.
if you have any comments about questions about things that are already on the
We
agenda.
usually do a drum roll before we.
You are on the agenda.
You'll get
but you
your
don't
own
have-
agenda items.
Okay, your own spot.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh.
I'll go ahead and close citizen comment at this time. Are there any questions on the consent agenda? All right, then I'll need a motion to approve the consent agenda, please. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second. Brian, aye.
Lexi, I.
Justin, aye.
All right.
Jeff, aye.
Motion carries. This time, you have a proclamation for me to read? You didn't write that?
It's in
Mine.
and,
I can give you mine.
content.
Well, this is the portion for the eye test.
Yeah, well, no, I had, my agenda didn't have it up there.
Oh, yes.
Mine is loading either.
I had it.
Mine's not.
Okay.
No, not
All right,
for.
here we go.
It's not touch screen.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sure. It's old school.
All right. City of Peosta proclamation, whereas City of Peosta will observe Junior Achievement Day on April 3rd, 2025 as an opportunity to recognize and celebrate junior achievement of the Heartland for empowering our young people to own their economic success. Whereas Junior Achievement of the Heartland educational contribution equips our young people to become the next generation of productive employees, self-sufficient citizens to ensure the economic prosperity of Peosta. Whereas it is fitting for parents, educators, businesses, and other members of the community to join in Junior Achievement's effort to ensure the future success and economic health of our young people and the communities in which they live. Now therefore, I, Russell Fobb, Mayor of Peosta, do hereby proclaim official recognition of April 3rd, 2025 as Junior Achievement Day in the city of Peosta, Iowa. Thank you. PDC monthly report. Hear from PEDC.
That's not you. Oh. She's for heart and soul.
Yep.
Right,
Yeah.
so nobody from
It
PEDC?
doesn't matter, like.
That's no problem.
Okay.
Do we need another talk with them?
Yeah, maybe. All right, well, we'll move on then to community heart and soul. If somebody would like to approach the council. Judy. Look at that, front and center.
Right.
So Denise is not able to be here, so she asked me. I'm Judy Noller on the committee. And I met you last month, I think, too. So thanks for having us back. So I just have an update on what we're doing with Community Heart and Soul. We're we're getting close to the end of phase one right now, which is distributing surveys to as many residents as we can in different groups. We've got demographics identified that we want to make sure that we hear from in numbers. So right now, just this week, we, from the printer, received our 500 table tents that we're going to be distributing to businesses, food and beverage areas and other places that might be able to put them out for us. And then we have identified the owners of the two major apartment complexes, and they have approved the fact for us to put door hangers on each of the individual doors. So we're going to be, we're hopeful that we'll hear a lot from renters as well as our homeowners here in town. The other way that we are reaching out, as you know, is Facebook. So that's really our social media avenue right now. We have posters as well that we'll be distributing. We have 300 of those, I think, going out to different, Denise is gonna be dropping them off at businesses throughout town, see if they'll post them in their break rooms or on a door. At some of the food and beverages places as well. So we're just trying to get the word out as much as we can so that we can have a very comprehensive feedback on what we're trying to reach out to. And essentially the questions, as you've heard before, what do you love about Peosta? What do you think would make it even better? So we're eager to hear from the group. And then we will be moving into phase 2 quickly. This is going to be out probably for 1 to 2 weeks. And then after we get our feedback, we have a team that will be collecting that data and analyzing it into kind of story. I guess they're calling them stories, sort of. So the data team will be digging through all of that and trying to put themes together. There'll be another temporary, or let's say a short get together, I think, at the end of the month or maybe 1st of April, where we will try to get a little bit more refined feedback. So that's on the schedule for early April. We're going to be doing some resident interviews. We've scheduled some of those with different demographics as well for video. And that'll be going into a social media piece. And then finalized statements will be shared for the community to input and inform on where those priorities lie. Then those priorities will be presented to the city council and whoever else would be interested in knowing what the feedback is from our public here in town. So that's kind of where we are. Do you guys have any questions for where we're heading with that?
So where does that QR code go to?
It goes to a Google survey.
Okay,
So, yeah, you can just put it, if you put it on your phone,
okay, sure.
it'll take it right to the survey. The survey is anonymous. So we want to make sure that people are comfortable giving us but we're asking for a little demographic too. Age, do you own or rent? How long have you lived here? Do you live here? And if not, what area, what brings you to Peosta? Those types of things too. So we should be getting a lot of really good data, I think, in the next couple of weeks. So spread the word on this too. We have a very targeted approach to getting our renters in the apartment complex, but we're not going door to door for the entire city of Peosta. So the more we can disperse our QR code and our survey through word of mouth, that would be helpful too.
Hey Judy, the action planning summit that's listed here.
Yeah.
Mid-May. How is that gonna be set up? Do you have the preliminary on, is that gonna be like a Saturday? Is that gonna be like a Wednesday night or?
We talked about that last night in our meeting.
Okay.
And I think so there are 2. The first one will be sort of to reveal some of the themes, like probably 5 or 6 major themes with some input coming from more residents. We're inviting them here to the PCC. I think Denise has something scheduled for in the main room. Probably just offer some food and beverage or something to entice them to get here and kind of give us some more input. Once that's done, then they will compile all of that, and then the things that bubble to the top will be actually put in front of residents as well, so that we can identify priorities with their input. So that help. I know it's a little confusing. On
Yeah,
this.
well, I know it's out there just a little bit, but yeah, I'm guessing that that's gonna need to be firmed up fairly quickly. So we have dates and people, because I think the sooner we get dates on that out there, people
Okay.
will be able to schedule.
Yes.
You don't want it to be like, this Friday, we announced that next Tuesday, we're gonna get together and do this.
Right.
So just, yeah.
Denise, I think, was going to provide some information for the newsletter tomorrow or today or tomorrow for
Okay.
whenever it goes, it's that monthly, right?
Yep.
So, okay,
Yes.
so that would, so there'd be an explanation that Denise will be
Yeah.
sending out for the first days and then following up with that. And then, of course, this will all of this data will be really valuable when we go into the next initiative, which is a different funded program, yeah. And that's the Small Town Dreams. And so I think this data will be really helpful when we go, if we're asking for, capital campaign to fund some of these things or seed money or whatever, that we have some data behind what we're asking for. So. Thanks.
So Judy, is it the idea of the action planning summit that those major themes will be prioritized by resident input? Or is there a different way?
Action Planning Summit, is that on your notes? 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
May action planning.
That's
Okay.
where we're getting this.
Cause she doesn't have that on my notes.
Okay.
fine.
But she identified what date for that, like
Mid-May.
May,
This is
mid-May?
Yeah.
May, and then the Small Town Dreams lunch is the end of May.
Oh.
May or mid-June.
Okay, so, yeah, the mid-May one then would be where we want to prioritize some of the
Okay.
feedback. That would be a key one. The next one, this early one in the middle of April. Or, yeah,
Mid-late April.
April,
the
end of
summer
April,
results.
yeah, that one.
Reveal.
It's getting a little bit more, yeah, reveal the themes and that sort of, kind of hone in on that. But I think that the essential one will be to get get people here for the prioritizing. And we haven't talked about how we're gonna publicize that or encourage people to join us on that one.
But that's when we're targeting residents of Peosta for that engagement.
Actually, both of them, but
That
the
one
second one
'cause that's where
especially.
We'll put them in rank order.
Exactly, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think some of the data will also prove out where the priorities are,
Yeah.
depending on how
By
much feedback
how
we
much
get
it
from,
says,
yeah. And I think it's also essential to remind them that this is just, this is their feedback, they're helping shape a little bit of the future. We're talking about seed money, we're not making any promises, we're trying to be very cautious about the fact that we want their feedback. But it's not up to us to make these things happen,
Right.
we need to come back to the council.
She lost me when she said, we're not making any promises. I'm like, okay, that's great.
Well, I mean, we can't as our.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. You have to do that.
Right,
Yeah.
I mean, and then I think
Well,
with the council's input.
this is what will get people excited for the goal of Small Town Dreams, which is to
Exactly.
raise an endowment, and a fundraising effort to, let's make some of those a reality, right? So
Yeah,
it's good. If I want to go grab this card, I need to reproduce it on social media. What's the easiest way to get that? What's the easiest way to get that? Is that,
that's not
On your
even the right,
website
well, I
somewhere.
guess that's probably the right one too, but I can get some printouts and I mean, I can leave this one tonight too. This is just a table tent, but
yeah, I
you want some
think it'll
hard
work
copies or do you want?
like a PDF.
No, I think snippet
Email?
probably, as long as
You're
the
wanting to.
QR code.
No, I mean, I could probably snip that. Is that the best way to do it? I mean, just to reproduce it on.
Oh, so without all of the,
Yeah, I don't think you'll
Digital.
physical copy.
I can email you too.
Okay.
I can
Yeah,
email
that's
you
fine.
a
Maybe
PDF
email
of
the
it
council
or
and then we can all do
just,
that.
yeah, so that it's
Check
high
something that
res.
she's sending to Shandi and we'll post on Facebook and then you could share.
Follow them too. You have a Facebook page, right?
Yes, oh, that was
Oh,
the
it's
other
probably
thing.
there.
Yes, and thank you for mentioning that because we did,
Okay.
she did rename the Facebook. You wouldn't
Okay.
notice it if you, but she did rename it. It was Peosta Community Heart and Soul. We changed it to Peosta Today, Tomorrow, Together, which is the tagline, because we don't want to have to switch Facebook pages when we move into the second,
Nice.
to the
Makes sense.
dream. Yeah, small town dreams thing. So, yeah, they're unrelated. So we want to make sure.
I think I'm gonna carry it around with me and have people scan it.
Oh, you
Talk to
know,
it here, scan it with your phone and do it.
yeah.
Take a picture of it, just take a picture on your phone and then.
Oh, yeah,
Good
and
idea.
one of our gals did
Yeah,
make
the
little
QR
business
code.
cards. I can drop some off, but she made some business cards out of it too that she could just hand out.
On
So
there. Oh, nice.
It's on their
It's on mine
Facebook
too.
page.
Okay, perfect.
we got it?
Yep.
All right. Hopefully it wasn't too long
Thank
winded.
you.
So you're gonna go back to Denise and say, you told me they wouldn't ask any questions.
You hung me out.
They'll be up-
She wants it on the sheet.
She'll be up there for like 4 seconds.
Yeah.
You got this.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Judy? Thank you very much.
Thanks for making it
Thanks for
easy.
coming to us,
Thank
Judy.
you.
I would run now.
HR committee, on setting up a date, maybe next week, but the week
April 10th or
after,
April 17th.
trying to, get together, so. I go do some more review of the handbook as we had said as a goal. And that makes us on to resolution to set public hearing for fiscal year budget for
April 8th.
April 8th. Thank you.
I'll make a motion for the resolution to set the public hearing for fiscal year 26 budget set for April 8th, 2025.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Aye. Motion carries. Need a motion now to open public hearing for ordinance amending Title 11 Business Regulations, Chapter 115, Gas and Electric Franchise Fee. Setting the public hearing for, oh, this is the public hearing. Sorry. Got lost. Need a motion to open.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for ordinance amending Title 9 Business Regulations, Chapter 115, Gas and Electric Franchise Fees.
A second.
Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
John, I. Jeff, I. Motion carries and we are open for public. Anyone like to address the council regarding this? Regulation.
Anyone? You
Judy, did you want to come? No, I'm good.
She's outside.
Anybody online? Is there anyone online?
Nobody online.
I need a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second. Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Motion carries. Next up is ordinance amending Title 11 Business Regulation, Chapter 115, Gas and Electric Franchise. Reading. This will increase the franchise fee from 1% to 3% as we had earlier discussed. Need a motion.
I have one comment, Mr.
Yes.
Mayor, a question. I think the written ordinance, we have 3% in parentheses, but the old language of equal to 1% is in there in the text. So if you look at the fourth or fifth line up from the bottom, just
Okay.
need it to say 3.
Motion to approve with that amendment.
And that was a test. Good catch.
Did I pass? You keep testing me.
Yeah, that's why we put him out
I
there as
keep
our,
passing.
as our star. Yeah.
Did you not notice there was chocolate up there tonight?
I did and I ate it already.
I'll make a motion to approve 2025-13 resolution revenue purpose statement for franchise fees, 3% gas and electric
As amended.
with Brian's changes.
I'll second it. Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. Next up is resolution adopting revenue purpose statement for the purpose of imposition of utility franchise fee.
I have a whole bunch of notes out there explaining why we're doing this and what we can use it on. We did pass one back in 2016. I just repassing the same thing just as a refresher so that we're all aware that, we're not going off of a document that is 9 years old.
So it's the same language.
We
We're
haven't
just
made any,
re-upping it.
there's no changes to it.
There is no changes. No.
Okay, This is.
This is everything that we can use it for.
Anything that's in the right of way, right? That's what you can use it for. Anything that is inside the city owned right of way.
Yes, yes.
Good. It's a nice broad list.
I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution adopting revenue purposes.
I'll second.
Brian, I.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, I.
Motion carries. At this time, I will open it back up for citizen comment. If anyone would like to address any topics with the council this evening.
Any topics.
Any topic, come on up, come on up. Give us your name and address.
Okay, well, first, I think you need to separate these 3 Jeffs. We got Jeff, John, and Justin. I'm Brittany Schmidt, born and raised in Peosta. I live right on Maple Ridge, grew up on Maple Ridge, and obviously I live right there in the corner.
Brittany, what's your address?
Please. 511 Maple Ridge, right next door to Marcy.
Hey.
My
Oh.
concern is, and I think this is every parent's concern that has children on Piasta Road. That stoplight, you're supposed to hit the stop, the light's supposed to blink, you're supposed to stop. Nobody listens to that. I think I brought it up to Comer, or I think my dad addressed it with you saying, hey, I think we need to have a four-way stop sign or something, even offered to pay for the stop signs. I guess I'm more concerned now that we have implemented stop signs off of Cox Springs and Ulissa Drive. Is there really that much traffic that we need the stop signs there where we couldn't place the stop signs on Birds Road in between Birds and Maple Ridge Street? Incident last Friday, I was walking my daughter over to pick up my son who's in kindergarten at Peosta Elementary. Hit the light. We had a slew of cars that were backed up on this side of the street. We got to the middle where the stop sign is, and what do you know? A car just buzzed right past us in the middle. How do you miss an adult with a child on a bike with the lights flashing and cars backed up? I was just walking here today. It's not that busy at 6 o'clock in the evening, and guess what? Another car just flew right past me. I just feel like something needs to be done. Kids think they can hit that light and it's safe to cross, but it is not safe. It's busy. And I don't know if it's young drivers, old drivers, but nobody takes into account those flashing lights on the side. So I'm bringing it as a concern of a parent, other children, my children. I just don't want an accident to happen. And, you know, it's 20 miles an hour. People don't go 20 miles an hour. I just feel like we need to come up with a different plan, especially with all these apartments being built. There's a lot more traffic that's coming into place. I don't mean to put you on the spot.
You're not.
I'm just trying
That's
to,
what I was gonna do.
I'm just trying to address it. I mean, it happened on Friday. It just happened today at my walk here.
So it's not just school times, it's.
It's all the time.
So I was thinking, what if we rolled out one of them, they have the school roll out a stop sign?
So during school time, the school provides a para or somebody to come stand in the middle of the road to
They
allow
do?
kids to go by.
After school.
Correct.
There's no one before school, and I'm okay. I will volunteer. I will sit there before school. I'm work from home. I'm very flexible. I'll help kids walk to school. I'm sure I can round up a few retired folks in the area, but it's more so, I feel like after school, it's busy. You have all the parents leaving the Piasta Elementary.
We've talked about this before. Sorry, not that.
No, please.
We've talked about this before, you know, another solution is move the crosswalk up to the four-way stop where it's currently a four-way stop currently right now.
Which is up there?
Yeah, just.
Birds and
Right,
Piasta
instead of
Community
putting another
Parkway.
four-way stop. That was another, I guess,
The actual crosswalk.
yeah, at the actual crosswalk.
Because the problem is if you put it at Maple Ridge, right, Maple Ridge, that's right.
Mhm.
Correct.
What about the next road down? Where people are crossing as well?
I
Still,
don't
right.
think they're that
And
busy.
for you're talking, it's still gonna be, probably gonna be the same. I mean, that doesn't get used a lot though. Hickory does not. Just because of the flashings, people use the flashers. What I see anyway, I guess I've never seen it personally.
Yeah.
I know you have, and I'm not saying you're.
No, no,
But
no.
I've never seen people not use them, I guess. And if there is, I'm assuming it's probably the adults, not.
So you're saying, well, I think what she's saying
No,
is that
people ain't
they're
paying
using them.
attention.
People don't
Well, the
respond.
drivers aren't paying attention.
Correct.
Sure. And what we did is to try to fix to give a solution to the issue. We did put the new signs up, you know, those big yellow signs that says
Yes.
stop for pedestrians.
Yes.
And we believed it was working
Yeah.
rather well, because the speeds are actually
That's what I was
relatively
gonna ask.
well in that area. I provide speeds for all you guys, you know, in a monthly.
Yep.
You know, report, and they're actually relatively pretty good. Now, I'm not saying people don't speed because, you know, I mean, that was just the average, what you guys get is average.
Right.
I mean, there's always people that always go faster, but the average is right where it's actually pretty decent through there.
Because I think people do, you know, see the school zone as a, you know, they tend to slow down, I think. So,
So, but you have to think too, as a cop that's sitting right there, obviously you see the cop, you're gonna slow
Yeah,
down, right? You're on the
yeah,
highway.
we sit there in the morning and
Yeah.
at night, I sit there, you know, and make sure that, you know, people do stop. I put my lights on in the back or whatever when kids get out of school and, yeah, we try to get up there in the mornings when we're available. We'll get up there in the mornings. We usually sit up there in the mornings too. So we get up there as much as we possibly can.
I think it's
Yeah.
just not necessarily school hours, you know, it's the weekends.
hours
And
you're
you
talking,
can't sit there all day long and monitor it. I just feel like something more needs to draw people's attention that, hey, when these lights are flashing, we need to stop. We need to look for pedestrians, kids. I mean, how can you miss kids on a bike?
That's an education thing, right? That's an education to the drivers, right? When these things are flashing, we gotta start paying attention. And
Yeah.
That's,
Right.
May or may not be working.
you know what I mean? That's, at that point, there's nothing that.
Without
nothing
stopping
that we
the
can
traffic.
do, right?
Prioritize
Right.
stop sign,
But yeah.
which then you're impeding traffic flow,
Mhm.
but
But
rather
the risk of
impeding
you're
traffic flow than
saving
driving.
kids'
risk of
lives.
driving.
Or speed bumps. Wasn't there an incident behind the ball diamonds where a kid almost got hit and didn't you put speed?
Yeah, we did that.
Bumps?
Yeah,
Did-
and that street is different than
It's
Bird's.
very busy, yes.
Right.
But I just wanted to bring it to your attention, because like I said, it happened Friday, happened again, just an adult walking across the street.
Mike, if we had any actual injuries or anything,
No,
Then, okay, so we've
I don't,
avoided
I mean,
this.
I guess me personally, and again, we don't
I
sit there
know
all
I
the
have-
time,
no,
right? And-
yeah, you
And I get
can't,
what
you
you're
can't.
saying, yeah. We haven't seen any of it and we haven't, I mean, we believe that it was working relatively well. You know, with the signs that we put up but we'll definitely, I'll make the guys, you know, check that area and just,
Well, I hate to be a pester, I just,
no, not at all.
No, we just
You're
don't,
not.
we don't want to see anybody get hurt either.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's one thing I don't want,
Yeah.
right? I see people get hurt,
Yeah.
yeah.
and I
So I
think
mean, it's definitely some discussion that I can, you know, talk about and
yeah,
we can see what we can do there.
I think I just noticed it because I'm right there in the corner, so I'm sitting outside and I see, and it's like, how do you guys miss these people?
And would that be a sidewalk committee discussion on?
Not really a sidewalk
Public
issue.
say sidewalk,
It's
crosswalk
a safety
issue.
issue.
Relocating the crosswalk, it's a sidewalk.
Yeah, it's a sidewalk issue, I would think.
I would too.
That's
Or an
totally up to you if
engineering-
you,
An engineering issue, maybe we need to talk to Steve and see what we think flow would happen there.
well, he is working on the traffic study, so maybe that's some indication that we'll get as far as traffic through there.
Is that road
No,
included in the
couple-
study? I mean,
it is.
it's
Well,
one of our
traffic.
major arteries.
Right. So you'll get the traffic counts and then coupled with the speeds.
Yep.
And I think that will give us at least some indication on what we needed to discuss. If it's something that you want to put a different sign there, if you want to put,
When is that?
sorry, speed bumps.
What
you
is
know,
that
that-
traffic study done?
He has an intern finalizing it. They were supposed to be working it on spring breaks, I'm assuming this summer. It'll be finalized.
Tacking down those removables.
What's that?
So I don't think I'd be against tacking down those removables
Oh, okay.
there.
That's kind of what I was thinking, those wouldn't be able to have it in the
Problem-
winter though.
Yeah.
That's, we don't have them down there in the winter time either.
No, I know.
Yeah, but that's
There's a lot
there.
of, a lot of.
That's just baseball, softball.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's an option to kind of get their attention because I know, I follow a lot of people in and you can see they're on their phone
Yes.
or they're distracted. They're distracted with their kids. They're distracted with whomever's in their
Yeah,
car.
such a
I
hot
mean, there's just a
area.
lot of outside white noise that we're all dealing with as adults.
Yeah, I
right.
see.
So I think maybe if
I don't know.
I hate to say it, those speed bumps might jolt them a little bit to
Like,
say,
hey, this is, or like the little,
and I know the extra added work it is for.
yeah, and yeah, that's why I don't want to bombard you. You got more
not at
stuff
all.
to worry about. than-
I'm all about public safety, so I hear you.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I think what you're hearing from us is we get
We
it.
agree.
We hear you, yeah.
We
But it's
hear
We
just
hear
how
you.
to
We'll just
fix
have to
it.
come up with something.
Yeah.
We'll try to figure something out.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
different.
I
Maybe
mean, we can
red
sit down and
flashing
discuss
lights,
it.
red flashing.
And then once we get the information from Steve Thompson.
By the Phil
then
Orchard.
we can
Oh,
bring
red
it back
flashing
to-
lights are like a stop sign, right? Cause
Yeah.
not everybody has to stop.
Because then you can.
Yeah.
Can you change those light color easily in those? Just change them to red instead of
I'd have to
yellow?
look. I don't know if you actually can change those.
I really don't think it's an issue
I don't-
of the color. I think it's
Right.
people are distracted. I truly think it is.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it's just like Highway 20 when you
Stuff
pull
like
out there
cross.
until somebody
Oh,
gets hurt.
It's
Nobody's
just a
gonna,
nightmare.
nobody's
That's
gonna
why
care
I
about
go
it.
around.
Right. But I really think that if there's some way to give them a little bit of a shock factor,
Absolutely.
maybe that's something to do.
I can sit there with like a gun and, I mean, I have a picture from, not like a gun, but like a speed gun. A radar gun. I can take pictures, videos. Yeah.
So I think that's what we're here. So we
hear you.
don't want kids hurt
Yeah,
or anybody hurt.
yeah.
Thank you for bringing it.
It's
back to
probably
our
our most
attention.
congested area. I mean, with the school and all the other activities. This-
And I do
this
know
building-
that Foth Engineering, who's doing the traffic study out on Thunder Hills Road, you know, they put up those
DOT.
contraptions
Yep.
to do the traffic counts, and they
Cameras.
were here on Birds Road too.
Okay,
So we'll get some good numbers
Yeah,
from them too, and that's a
absolutely.
state study.
The
yeah.
lie downs,
Pardon me?
the black cables.
Yes,
Yep.
there were cameras and
Yep.
they weren't,
Cameras and.
they were doing camera counts, not
Oh,
rollover accounts or rollover counts. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Brittany.
Thanks, Brittany.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brittany.
Anyone else like to approach the council? Close the citizen comment, and I will need a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I will second.
Brian, aye.
Lexi, I.
Justin, I.
Jeff, aye.
Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.